Hey Wolverines! So, you made it through the end of the school year last year and thought, phew, I'm glad distance learning is over. Well, unfortunately, it's not. Plus, back in the spring, if you didn't log on or didn't do your work, it didn't really impact your grades. But this year is a totally different story.
As we start a new school year with all of us online again, here are some basic tips for not only surviving but thriving this school year. First, some really obvious things that still bear repeating.
Let's face it, doing school online is tough. It was hard enough staying focused during that boring lecture in person, but paying attention for hours in a Google Meet is even tougher. And you don't have the teacher walking around the room checking to make sure you understand. But there are always ways to make the most of this, and this is also a great opportunity to develop some important skills that will serve you well in the future.
Woodgrove teachers have spent hundreds of hours learning new tools and strategies to make online learning as engaging and productive as possible. This will be much, much better than what we were first forced to do with Admentum last spring. But you need to log on and participate. The school will be tracking which students do not show up in classes and following up with parents quickly to make sure that students don't fall behind.
Many of us have gotten used to staying up late watching Netflix, playing video games, making TikToks, or talking and texting with your friends in the last few months. But you've got a full day of classes on your school days now, and if you don't get a full night's sleep, it's going to be very difficult to stay focused and productive.
If at all possible, try to avoid working at the kitchen table or in your bedroom where you might be distracted. Keep whatever books, papers, and other resources handy and well organized. If your house is really busy, try to go to a public library or coffee shop to do some of your work.
We'll be using a lot of formative assessment strategies to figure out which students have mastered which skills and concepts and which haven't. But as a high school student, you should be aware enough of your own learning to know when you get something and when you don't, and responsible enough to do something when you don't. Pose a question in the chat, ask a question in a Monday check-in, or email your teacher.
Schoology, StudySync, Student View are incredible platforms to help you stay organized and keep track of your work, what you have to do, what your grades are, and what to prepare for. Use these tools to your advantage.
For all major summative assessments, the big 4 to 5 grades of the marking period, teachers have to give you a formative assessment and get that back to you quickly. Use this information to prepare yourself for the summative assessment. What things have you not mastered yet, and what can you do to master that content before the summative? Also, you can retake or redo each of these major summative assessments. So, if you don't do well, figure out what you didn't master the first time, study those things, or get help from others and retake the assessments.
This sounds almost corny in this digital age, but the physical act of writing notes as you watch a video or listen to a lecture helps your brain to process new information. Use whatever method you want, even doodling things related to the ideas will help you remember things later.
Figure out what times of the day work best for you to get your work done, when you are at your best and when you have the best conditions for working. Are you a morning person and the house is quiet in the morning? Are you a night owl and work best after everyone else is in bed? This can be even harder when you are working at home and have so many possible distractions, but making a schedule and sticking to it is absolutely essential.
Make Monday check-ins part of your schedule. Even if you think you know the material, just hearing someone else's question or hearing material explained in a different way can help you to understand and remembering it better. Plus, sometimes teachers give out tips about the tests on these days.
Get together with a few friends taking the same class, virtually or socially distanced in person, and review together in a study group. This is a great way to get some of that social interaction that you are missing while still learning material, working on assignments, and preparing for assessments.
Even if you're not a jock, get out and go for a walk with a friend or ride your bike. Regular exercise will help you think more clearly, put you in a better mood, and help you sleep better.